Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me for WLBT Plus. My name is Kara Shirley, your digital news desk host, and it is Thursday, August the 21st. Appreciate all of you so much for tuning in with me. If you're watching on our website or through our mobile app, thank you. Or if you are tuning in on any of our social streams, Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch, we appreciate you watching there as well. Go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know where you're watching from, or just say hey. And of course, if you have any questions or anything like that, feel free to ask those along the way. I see Britt here on YouTube says, hey, everyone. We'll say hey, Kara, and everyone. Hey to you as well, Britt. Thanks for watching. So we do have a lot of news to get into today. First, though, let's take a look outside over downtown Jackson, courtesy of our guaranteed roofing sky cam. You can see it is looking rather cloudy out there. We do have a chance of storms in the area, scattered thunderstorms. And we're going to be looking at our forecast here in just a little bit. Let's go ahead and jump into the news, where a second man is now behind bars this morning for a deadly shooting at a Jackson gas station that happened earlier this month. So police say that William Strong is charged with the murder of 30-year-old Sean Lennon Crenshaw. Crenshaw was shot to death on August the 1st at a Shell gas station, or at the Shell gas station on Robinson Road near Lynch Street. Strong is also charged with possession of meth and possession of a gun by a convicted felon. His bond was set at over $1 million. Corey McLaughlin has also been charged with murder in this case. And Carlos, I see your question. We're going to be getting to that in just a second, so stick around with me. And Jackson City Councilman Kenneth Stokes is calling for more security at nightclubs in wake of the recent shootings that have happened. So one person was killed and two others injured this past Saturday when shots rang out at Club Metro on Martin Luther King Jr. Drive. So no arrests have been made in this shooting. It was the second shooting near a nightclub so far this month. So Councilman Stokes says the owners of such businesses need to hire more security to help keep their customers safe.
And that's what's going to have to start happening at these smaller establishments. Even though they're saying, well, we can't afford it. You cannot afford for someone to be killed or hurt at your plate. That's what you can't afford. So, dig deep, find some money, and let's hire professional security.
Stokes says that he plans to host a Stop the Violence rally this coming Sunday afternoon at 2:30, starting at the Freedom Center. And sheriff deputies in Rankin County are offering safety training for real estate agents after an agent was assaulted during an open house last month. So they met with agents to talk about things they can do to help protect themselves while showing houses. They also talked about other safety concerns that realtors have. The meetings are being hosted by Deputy Josh Craig, who serves as the Defensive Tactics Coordinator for the Sheriff Department. Multiple agencies have already taken this safety course. And we have an update to the breaking news story that we first told you about yesterday, involving a deadly crash that happened on Elton Road, bridge over I-55. So this happened Tuesday night. The Highway Patrol says that Byram police were pursuing a stolen vehicle that had entered the Jackson city limits. This is exclusive video from the scene after it happened. So officers later found the vehicle on fire, and that the driver was unable to get out. The person's name has not been released. And investigation does continue in this, but they were pursuing the vehicle into Byram, or from Byram. Byram police were pursuing the vehicle. It entered into Jackson city limits. They later found the vehicle on fire, and the driver of that vehicle was unable to get out. Again, their name has not been released, and we will let you know when that information becomes available. We will update you both on air and online. Miss Sandra here saying good afternoon. So you're watching from work, getting ready to cruise. Are you going on a cruise, Miss Sandra? I hope you have a good time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Do appreciate you. We'll also have some information coming out of Warren County, where a Utica man has died after a logging accident. So here is the map on your screen of the location of where the accident happened. Sheriff Martin Pace says that it happened yesterday on Hannah Road off of Youngtown Road. And that's between Flowers and the Oak Ridge community. So he says that the man was working on a skid steer when a tree crashed through the windshield. The sheriff says that the man did die before first responders got to the scene, and the victim's name in this incident has not yet been released. An investigation continues this morning after a teenager was killed and 4 other people hurt in a weekend shooting that happened in Jefferson Davis County. Deputies identified the victim as 17-year-old Galvin Fortenberry. This happened around 11:15 Sunday night at the Finish Line drag strip in the city of Prentice in the Lucas neighborhood. The shooting victim, who survived, have been released from the hospital. Investigators believe there were multiple shooters and that the suspects were last seen in a gray Camaro. So if anyone has any information on this, you are asked to please contact the Jefferson Davis County Sheriff's Office. And in the roof at the Mississippi State Penitentiary at Parchman was damaged during a storm Tuesday night. The Mississippi Department of Corrections says that there were no injuries to staff members or to inmates during this. The inmates in affected areas were relocated to other buildings on the prison's grounds. And MDOC says they are working to assess the damage and make the necessary repairs. And coming back here to Jackson, we've been talking a lot about apartment complexes and water bills. A lot of apartment complexes have outstanding water bills with Jackson Water, and has even resulted in some of those apartment complexes, like Blossom Water, getting their water turned off. Another apartment complex here in Jackson is now facing the water shutoff due to unpaid bills. A federal judge is now giving the complex and Jackson Water about a week to come up with a plan and get the bill paid. So the chief operating officer for the company that owns Tracewood Apartments on Old Canton Road says the complex cannot afford to pay the more than $900,000 water bill that it owes to Jackson Water. As for how it got that high, the complex went more than 2 years without making any payments, claiming the bills were being sent to the previous owner of the complex. So once that got corrected, the water company reached out to collect. Both parties set up payment plans to pay off the debt. However, in court yesterday, it was revealed that the complex did not follow through with that plan. So it would make a payment, then it would stop. and make payment and then stop. It said the complex is now asking to be put on a 2-year payment plan to pay off the debt. It alleges that it is going to do right this time around. Meanwhile, the water company wants the water to be turned off until the balance is paid. So the judge is giving both sides until next Friday to come to an agreement on a payment plan. If they can reach an agreement, the judge will then step in, or they cannot reach an agreement, rather, the judge will then step in and make his own decision regarding what happens next. And going to Smith County, let me come back here, actually go to the comments real quick. Fanny Dorsey saying hello. We have my friend Janet saying hello all. Thank you. Hello, Janet. Let's see, Cassandra saying hello. And Shakia and Britt talking to each other. I like it when you guys talk to each other, like a little community that we have here. I love it. So let's go to Smith County now, where the Department of Transportation says that crews are making progress on a $5.5 million road project in Smith County. So MDOT says the intersection improvement project in Taylorsville will lead to a smoother road surface and better traffic flow at the junction of Highway 28 and 37. The project includes a new traffic signal, and they say that much of the work has already been done.
There are a few things left to do on this project, and the remaining work includes driveway installation, as well as some curb and gutter work, and a little bit of paving is left, as well as the installation of a few drainage structures.
MDOT says the work should be finished on that by the end of this year. And a volunteer fire department in Copiah County is getting some much needed cash to help keep first responders there safe. So the Hazlehurst Volunteer Fire Department is one of 7 statewide to receive a $10,000 grant from the National Volunteer Fire Council and the State Farm Fire Safety Program. They say that the money will be used to replace aging turnout gear and radios. So this fire department is housed at the Hazlehurst Fire Department and have been applying for grants to build a new volunteer fire station. And yesterday over in Vicksburg, Governor Tate Reeves signed a memorandum of understanding between the state and a company that is called Works. So he signed the deal yesterday in Vicksburg along with the president of the company. The governor says the partnership will deliver more opportunities to small businesses across the state as they pursue government contracts with the U.S. Army Engineer Research and Development Center. He also says that it will lead to more cutting-edge research and development.
We've laid the groundwork for more economic growth, enhanced workforce development, and more Mississippi momentum. In short, it's another historic day for Vicksburg and another historic day for the state of Mississippi.
The president of the company says they are focused on building long-lasting partnerships. Well, before we look at our current forecast and we also take a look at the Amtrak Railway down on the coast, and we talk about the Powerball, the $700 million Powerball, let's hear from our sponsors at Jackson Water.
Time for a neighborly tip from Jackson Water. Is it okay to pour fats, oils, and greases down the drain if I run hot water?
No!
What if I run the garbage disposal?
No!
How about if I use dish soap at the same time?
No!
Instead, hang on to a few containers to store and toss old cooking fat and grease once you're done. Jackson Water. Water for all the time.
And again, thank you to Jackson Water for sponsoring WLBT Plus, making it possible for us to bring you this show weekdays at 1 o'clock. So we'll look outside right now at our current temperatures, and you can see that we are sitting actually a lot cooler temperature-wise than we were yesterday, mid-80s across the area. Now, we do still have a pretty decent heat index value, 94 right now in Jackson. So the temperature is 86, but it feels like 94. However, it's nothing like it was yesterday when we were looking at triple digit heat indices. So now we're just sitting just under 10 degrees warmer than the actual temperature. Our current radar, so we don't really have a lot of rain in the area, some scattered in Capaya and a little bit down in Pike County. Over the next 12 hours, our rain chances are going to remain about the same as what they are right now as we go into the overnight hours. Then they drop down to 0. And our next 7 days is looking really nice next week. Look at that high next Wednesday, a high of 88, a low of 67. Could it be fall? No, probably not. But it is a taste of it almost. So we're going to take it while we can get it and be very grateful for that, those cooler temperatures that are happening next week. Our first alert weather team will be here at 2:30 today to give you an in-depth look at the forecast. You want to make sure you're here with them then. And so they can tell you all about what is going on, exactly what we can expect with the heat tapering off, and also let you know what we may need to look for out there in the tropics. Miss Fanny here is saying that she is glad it is cooler. Me too, because I'm done with the heat. As my youngest daughter used to say when she was a toddler, when she was tired of doing something, instead of saying I'm tired of this, she would go, I am enough of this. Well, I am enough of this heat. I am ready for fall to come on swiftly and strongly. So the U.S. Secretary of Education was up in North Mississippi yesterday. Linda McMahon was joined by state and local lawmakers as she toured the Oxford Early Childhood Center. So the school district posted these pictures on social media. During her visit, McMahon met with students, teachers, and administrators to discuss literacy, teacher recruitment, and other issues. This was part of a multi-state tour to promote the Department of Education's push to return educational power back to the states. And more people are riding the new Amtrak Mardi Gras train across the Gulf Coast. It's a route that hasn't been offered here for more than 20 years. So the entire trip between Mobile and New Orleans takes about 3 hours and 45 minutes and includes 4 stops here in Mississippi, stop in Pascagoula, Gulfport, Biloxi, and Bay St. Louis. And you can, of course, make that journey faster in a car, but you can't sit back and relax like you can on the train.
It's a opportunity to enjoy the ride. Ultimately, someone has to be the driver when we're going in our vehicles, and that kind of changes their experience to whichever destination they're going to, Mobile or New Orleans or one of the other destinations within the Mississippi Gulf Coast.
So tickets for the entire route now start at $25, which is probably cheaper than gas prices would be for that. And those living in the Jackson area and beyond can still take the train down to New Orleans, and then you can catch the Mardi Gras route from there. But that's just not bad, $25 and for a trip from Mobile to New Orleans, and you get to just sit back and enjoy the ride. Not too bad at all. Now, if you are a person who enjoys placing bets and taking chances, well, it is time to do so again with the Powerball lottery, because that jackpot has gotten up to $700 million. So last night there was a drawing. No one matched all 7 numbers in the drawing, and it's the biggest jackpot of the year so far, and now it's getting even bigger. So it's estimated to be at $700 million. The drawing for it is going to be Saturday night. Now, if you do take this jackpot as a lump sum, it drops to just a mere 316 million, which who wants that? Who wants to deal with $316 million, right? No. So, but if you take the lump sum, it drops to 316, but then after taxes come out as $240 million. So again, the next drawing for the $700 million Powerball jackpot is this Saturday night. And if you don't see me here on Monday, well, then you know why. I'm going to go get my tickets today. So anyway, that's going to be it for WLBT Plus today. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Remember to be here at 2:30 for our first alert weather team, as they will be here to give you that in-depth look at your forecast. And of course, I will be back tomorrow for the top 3 from WLBT and at 1 o'clock for WLBT Plus. I promise you, you do not want to miss it. Can't wait to see you then. I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.